Hey everybody, it's me, CrystalMan2000, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we finished up the ice caverns as well as saved the Zorda King. And in this episode, we might start on the water temple as well, as we're going to finally finish up the training side quest. So, let's show this dude the prescription. Ooh, this is, well, eye drops? You might say we have them, you might say we don't. We do have the ingredients. If you take the ingredients to the doctor at the lake laboratory, he can make the drops for you. But you need to deliver them fresh. Can you make it before they spoil? Sure. So we got another rush thing. Frog, okay, so it's eyeball frog. It doesn't understand. I don't understand this. If you want the eyeball of the frog, why are you giving me the whole frog? I don't understand it. Anyways, we gotta take this dude to the lakeside laboratory. Warping does not work, so don't try to warp. Just take that drop there. We're actually gonna have 2 racing segments coming up right now to finish up the side quest. They're gonna end it off really difficult with 2 rushing parts. I know what you would want to call them. But you could take the warp to get to the Lost Woods. I don't know if that would actually be faster. I just do this. Admittedly, these aren't hard except for the last one. The last one's pretty difficult. One word of advice: make sure you have the before starting the side quest. Before you do this part of the side quest, make sure you have a magic bean planted in what's the area called? Outside of Dodongo Caverns, because that's gonna help you a lot coming up. We're gonna call Epona. Our horsey. Come on. Go, Epona. What the heck? I don't know what I was doing there. And Lake Hylia we are. And we have a minute left over, so we should be fine. Like I said, this isn't very difficult. And we show him the eyeball frog. You have to stand far back while using the items. It's really weird. Oh, I haven't seen an eyeball frog like this since Zora's domain froze over. These eyeballs are so delicious. Tonight we will cook fried eyeballs for the first time in a long time. Ooh hoy! Such great stuff. Please say thank you to the king's. What? These are for making big goron eye drops. How disappointing. You should have said so in the first place. I still don't know if this is a man or a woman. Here it is. This medicine does not have any preservatives in it, so it won't last long at this temperature. Run as fast as you can to Death Mountain. You're young. You can do it. World's finest eye drops. So we have to take them to the big goron. We got 4 minutes to do this. Now, like I said, how warping, you only you can't do these types of things when you're warping because the game doesn't want you to do it, because it gives you 1 second to use your item, and that's not enough time to actually do the rest of the quest. So what you could do is that if you warp to Death Mountain with Bulgaro of Fire, and you don't have the fire tunic on, the game is gonna put the clock of the of you burning to death coming first instead of the eye drops. Spoiling. So what you could do is that you could warp to Death Mountain Crater and go outside Death Mountain Crater, and you have to give it to him within 1 second. However, if you fail it, you go all the way back to the Sora King. So it's kind of save some time, have a chance at losing it, but this method is just the safer method. Plus, in my opinion, it's much easier since you only get 1 second. Okay. And it's nighttime. Sorry if you can hear that. I'm probably gonna lower my mic on this episode. Okay. So we got 2 minutes more on Death Mountain. And this is the reason you want to have the magic bean plant. Holy cow, does it make your life easier. What you have to do is you have to get all the way to the top of Death Mountain. You get somewhere around 2 minutes at this point. If you have the magic bean in, this saves a ton of time because the magic bean goes crazy fast. You just have to make sure you get off. It would be a good idea to have your bow out for this upcoming section. Another thing, Death Mountain doesn't erupt anymore since, yeah, broke. The reason I say you should have your bow out is wall to LoZ. Stupid Tektite. I just like shooting this one, it's a lot easier. And we got 1 minute to go to the top. So this one's, I consider it the most difficult one of the side quest, but it's worth it. It's worth doing this than just taking the 1 second. But come to the big Goron dude who has his eyes closed. Like, he's sleeping like 24/7 until we give him these eye drops. And this is a really funny cutscene. Really? You brought the eye drops? I'm so relieved. Go and use them. I just like that. Wow. You have like his eyes, like they're just like so crystally. So simulator, it works great. Now I can get back to my blade business. My work is not very consistent, so you'll have to wait for it. After a few days, please return. Just wait patiently. Get the big goron sword. You got the check claim for it. Okay. So we have to wait 3 days, or we could. We can cheat time. I'm probably gonna cut till I make it to the 3rd day. So see you guys then. And it is the 3rd day. So we show him the claim check. That sword is my finest work. We get the best item in the game. The big Goron sword. This blade was forged by a master blacksmith and won't break. You could go to this one dude in Goron City and he'll sell you this, but it'll break after like 3 tries. Now this makes no sense. So, okay, the Master Sword is a legendary sword crafted to destroy evil. Let's forget about that. Let's make a sword made from a rock man. That's right. This is stronger than the Master Sword. Only for a couple battles in the game, like fire dances. It's not as strong. and one other enemy, and the final boss. So, yeah, we got this giant sword. It's ridiculously large. However, we can't hold out a shield. We do a turtle dive, and at least there's an animation of Link going down somewhat. So now we got the huge, big goron sword. This makes me happy. Yeah. Yeah. So now that we got the sword, we finally finished the trading side quest, and we are going to head over to Lake Hylia to start up the next temple. Okay, Lake Hylia. So, let's start on the next dungeon in the game, and it's the best dungeon in the game, and that is not sarcasm speaking. Hooray. I'm just joking. This dungeon absolutely sucks. Okay, to enter the temple is kind of cryptic. This took me a while to figure out. So you have to hookshot this. However, sometimes it doesn't work. You have to like aim right towards the center. So, yeah, it's just weird. And I don't even understand how that works, but it opens the door to the next temple. So, let's start on it. Okay, and welcome to the Water Temple. That's right, the best dungeon in the game. The reason this dungeon is so hard is because it's very confusing. It requires a little bit of backtracking, especially for 100%. And it's just plain confusing. They make this dungeon too easy in the 3DS version. But if you go to the right side as soon as you enter and equip your iron boots, we'll find this one area down here. Now, has torches in front of it. I guess it's supposed to signify that this is the first area you're supposed to go to, but I really don't want to turn this corner, but here, this cutscene coming up, there's a cutscene. It's a lot funnier if you have the regular boots on. You'll see why. You're Link are you Link? You Link, aren't you? It's me, your fiancé, Link, run. This is why the cutscene's funny if you don't have the iron boots. Link is doing that animation. I'll never forget the vows we made to each other 7 years ago. You're a terrible man to have kept me waiting for these 7 long years. Now is not the time to talk about love. I'm sure you've already seen it. Zora's domain, totally frozen. A young man named Sheik saved me from under the ice. But my father and the other Zoras have not yet. I saved your dad. I want to save them all. I want to save Zora's domain. You have to help me. This is a request from me, the woman who is going to be your wife. Link, you have to help me destroy the evil monster in the temple, okay? Inside the water temple, there are 3 places where you can change the water level. I'll lead the way. Follow me quickly. So yep, she just told you the mechanic of the dungeon. Changing the water levels. This is both a cool mechanic and a nightmare. I think it's good to notice that the only item you can use while you're with your iron boots underwater is your hook shot. So yeah, you're gonna be using your hook shot a lot in this dungeon. So make sure you always have it out. As you can see, there was a cracked wall down there, but we cannot put bombs there at the moment. These enemies. The easiest way to kill them, just slice like crazy. Basically, they turn into spiked balls and then turn into these rock things. If you just keep slicing them, they'll eventually die. And yes, this dungeon also has a lot of keys in it. And right here is the map. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Now right here, if we read this, those who wish to open the path sleeping at the bottom of the link must play the song passed down from the royal family. Okay, so as you can tell, changed water level, you play by these Triforce symbols. In the 3DS version, they tell you what level it's gonna be at. So yeah, once again, one difference that makes this dungeon a lot easier. So basically, we play Zelda's Lullaby near these Triforce symbols. I guess I wasn't close enough. You have to be fairly close. Come on, play it! That took long enough. Okay, anyways. Okay, so if you play it... lowers the water level! Somehow Link doesn't take damage there. You could use Din's Fire on this place, but the better tactic is to just shoot through the fire. Surprisingly, these have fairly big hitboxes. As soon as I say that, I cannot hit it. They're fairly hard to hit, actually. Okay, there's one. And then you have to rush the second one because they're both on a time limit. Okay, there we go. Light the boat torches and the door opens. These enemies, when they open their mouth, poke shot them. When you're in the water, since you can't use your sword, it's best to just use your hook shot, and that's basically how you're gonna be fighting them. Right now, you can just slice them with your sword and they'll die instantly, still. And also, this dungeon is very similar to Fire Temple. You got a boner? You got some pixelated arrows? Oh, that was funny. Yeah, this dungeon got like something like 7 keys in it. Lots of keys. Very torturous dungeon. Now, basically, a good tactic for this dungeon is to always go to the left. I don't know why. That's how Nintendo programmed it. If you go to the left, it's usually the area you have to go to. Another thing, bombs. You need quite a few of them. I don't know if you can Megaton Hammer, because I know you can use Megaton Hammer for many things instead of bombs. Yeah, this dungeon needs to use bombs. Okay. Now, one thing about the big Goron sword compared to the when we first tried the Hylian shield is that if you don't have the sword out, you can use like a normal shield. So yeah, if they didn't do that, many of the puzzles later on in the dungeon would be impossible, as you will see. See, like, I mean, hookshotting them is probably the safest strategy. And like I said, another reason this dungeon's tedious. You have to keep putting on your iron boots and keep taking them off. This room. I want to mention a couple 3DS changes that they made in the 3DS version. One is actually in this room. Kill the Tights. Now, for some reason, in the 3DS version, they don't like you slashing through walls. I don't know why. So, anytime the game wants you to slash through a wall, in the 3DS version, they'll place it where it's not behind a wall. So, for instance, that crystal would be right here. I don't know why they did that at all. It really didn't change anything. You have to just spin attack it. I think the main reason is because, if you don't have the, either big Goron sword or, what's it called? Big Goron sword or, the Ultra Spin, like, it's impossible to hit. I think that's the main reason they changed it, but I'm really not sure. Now, most of these holes you can dive down if you have the last diving upgrade that we're gonna get very soon, right after this dungeon. But at the moment, I don't have that upgrade, so yeah. You just have to keep putting on your iron boots and keep taking them off. Okay. Yeah, left of this. And you can not usually do this when the water is down because this platform would be risen upwards. Push this block. Have to admit, this dungeon does have pretty creative puzzles, even though it's a pain even though this dungeon's a complete pain to do. I think this is one of those heals. Yeah, if you don't have the diving upgrade, you can just, instead of putting on your iron boots, you can alternatively just dive under them instead of having to open up your menu. That's, I guess you could call that a speedrunning tactic. However, you would skip over a lot of stuff. So, in a speedrun, so I wouldn't actually say that. That tech type can sometimes be really mean. Many times he just hops off for some reason. Oh god, this room. Yeah, you need your iron boots. Come on, perfect landing. Yeah, perfect landing. Okay, so there's a crystal right there. Yeah, shoot the crystal since you're underwater. And then you're kind of on a time limit, so you have to hook shot over here and then just dash through. I believe you don't actually have to fight these enemies, but you do have to float to the top. So, bye. His name will long be forgotten. Yeah, another key. Now, very similar to the last dungeon, don't go through a door unless you got 2 keys. Yeah, like I said, you can just dive under most of the things you have to use your iron boots for. 3DS version, there's really no point to that. Lucky 3DS players who never played this version. Yeah. What the heck? How'd you even follow me? Why'd you even follow me? There's these weird ledges throughout the dungeon. Like, you have to hold up sometimes, and then sometimes you can't hold up. It's really weird. Yeah, I dive under this. I really don't like putting my iron boots on. Yeah, like I said, you can just dive under most of the holes in this dungeon. But I think that'll do it for this dungeon episode. So next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, we are going to continue through the Water Temple. See you guys then.